Hello friends, good morning. Today I have selected one poem, Laugh and Be Merry by John Masefield. John Masefield is one of the most popular poets, dramatists and novelists of the 20th century. John Masefield's poems are very famous. One of them is Laugh and Merry. See, from his childhood, he was very interested in sailing on the sea. So he, in his young age, joined the Navy. But unfortunately, he was falling ill again and again. Because of his ill health, he had to left the Navy. But his interest was not lessened. He, throughout his life, shifted from one place to another place to sea life. Have experience of different countries, different languages, different dress styles. During the period of his lifetime, he wrote 50 volumes of poems, 20 novels, and 8 plays. It means wherever he lived, he never stopped his hand and writing. He wrote this kind of literature. Along with this, he was a journalist also. As a result, he was appointed as a poet laureate in 1930. Friends, this poem, Laugh and Be Merry, is very famous. While writing this poem, he thought in his mind that our life is beautiful, but do we understand? Do people understand? While creating human being, God must be in a very happy mood. That is why He has created this kind of life on earth. There are other lives also are there in the universe, like birds, animals, insects, trees, etc., etc. But human being is the most gifted, endowed life. That is why he says this life is very beautiful. When he compared his life with other categories of life, he felt very happy to see that we are complete one because we have brains. We can think, we can act, we can speak, we can fly, we can swim. It means there is no limit of our life. So, to express thankfulness to the God, to express thankfulness to the nature, he wrote this poem. And through this poem, he wished to give message to the people to understand this beautiful life, this gift of life as early as possible. Because his contemplation made him come to the point that some people waste their lives in fighting with others. Some countries waste their life fighting with other countries. Some people are egoistic. Some people who are fat, they think I am stronger. Some people who are lean, weak, they live life in inferiority. Some people who are rich, they feel somewhat elevated. Those who are poor, they feel inferior. Some who are beautiful, who are smart, they think they are someone different. But John Masefield says, whatever structure of human body is given by nature, it should be accepted. It is not in our hand whether to be black or to be white, whether to be rich or to be poor, whether to be tall or short. Whatever it is, we should accept it, because there are thousands reasons to become unhappy, but one reason is enough to be happy, that is this life, because this life of human being is itself very rich, and this richness is enough to enjoy life. So he says, laugh and be merry, because he was fully aware that human beings' life on earth is for 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, but it cannot be for 200 years, for 500 years. It is to be finished. We are mortals. We are supposed to decay. We are supposed to get perished. So before that, from birth to death, this span is a limited one. So in this limited span, limited life, one should try to enjoy it, because life is not again and again. There is no rebirth. This birth is full and final. There is no rebirth. Nobody knows what is there after death, but we know what is there before death. So this reason is quite enough to enjoy life. So he says, he gives message through his poem to the people to laugh and be merry. Let us see this poem. This poem is composed in 4 stanzas. Each stanza begins with this line, laugh and be merry. It means everywhere you just think of living happily, enjoying life. See, first line of this first stanza, laugh and be merry. Remember, better the world with a song. He says, in this universe we have to stay for some limited period. So remember, so live this life with song. Song stands for happiness. Song, it may be song of America, song of England, song of India, song of China, song of Australia. It is song. Song has no religion. Song itself is the religion. Religion of the world. It sings for the humanity. So he says, laugh and merry. Remember, better the world with a song. Means go on singing, go on dancing, go on becoming happy. As song never follow any boundary, in the same way there should not be any boundary while living. Laugh and be merry. Remember, better the world with a song. Better the world with a blow in the teeth of a wrong. It means while living, because life is not completely happy or completely unhappy. It is the combination of both. That is why he says, better the world with a blow in the teeth of wrong. There may be some difficulties, there may be some problems, there may be some hindrances in life, but we should not stop. We should blow like air. We should flow like water. River never stops. Whether there is some difficulty, there is any big stone or rock, it takes bypass. So blowing and flowing should be the goal of life. If water stops, what happens? It is rotten. We should not get our life rotten. It should be blowing and flowing. It should be fresh forever. Our life should be like a guiding star. It should be providing happiness wherever we go. So he said, better the world with a blow in the teeth of wrong. Teeth of wrong means opposing injustice. Injustice, anarchy takes place in life, okay. But don't waste much time in thinking over such obstacles, problems. You just take bypass and go away. Laugh for the time is brief. He says, laugh, for the time is brief. Time means life. What life is allotted to us is limited. So he says, laugh, for the time is brief. Means life is short. We should not make it shorter. During this short life, we have to live maximum life. Short in the sense, some 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. This is very short period. When you compare our life with the life of the nature, universe. Life of universe is thousands, lakhs or crores of years. Before that, our life is very short. So, during this short life, we have to live maximum life. Laugh, for the time is brief. A thread, the length of a span. Means this span of life is very short, and so that is why we should try to understand it. Laugh and be proud to belong to the old proud pageant of man. It means, he says in the first stanza, friends, we are lucky enough to be included in the category of human life, not in the category of animals, not in the category of insects. We are included. Now we are the part and parcel of human life, and human life is a beautiful life. It is gifted with many faculties. It is gifted with many capacities. That is why we should try to understand this life as early as possible, because we are human beings. This is quite enough to live happily. In the second stanza, poet says, as I told you, first line of every stanza is with laugh and be merry. Second stanza begins with laugh and be merry. Remember, in olden time, God made heaven and earth for joy. You must have read somewhere, Adam was the father of human being, mankind. He was the first man created by universe, created by nature, God. And you was the first woman. Adam and you were the first man and woman in this universe. And we are the progeny of Adam and you. So he says, laugh and be merry. Remember, in olden time, God made heaven and earth for joy. Earth is the creation of God. Earth is the creation of nature. Nature has created this. In legendary story, we see heaven was there. In heaven, God used to live, and hell was there. In the hell, Satans used to live. Hell for punishment and heaven for gift, enjoyment. Earth was not there, but God or nature created this earth, and on this earth we are allowed to live. And on this earth, God has given everything. Earth is filled with complete happiness. Everything is available there in free of cost. But we should try to understand this valuable gift of the nature. God made heaven and earth for joy. He took in rhyme, made them and filled them full with the strong red wine of his mirth. God, when he was happy, he created this earth, and he wished that man was the best creation of God. He thought, my best creation should be ever happy. And for Adam and Eve's happiness, God created this earth and filled with complete happiness. That is why we should try to understand that in this universe or on this earth, there are lot of things, and we are allowed to encash it in free of cost. He took in rhyme made them and filled them full with the strong red wine of his mirth. Red means danger, but meaning of red changes from time to time, place to place. Here, red wine, red wine. You must have read somewhere, I've heard from somebody that Jesus Christ, when he was to be crucified for the next day, before that he took supper with his friends. They had this kind of red wine and bread, piece of bread. They ate it, drank red wine, and on the very next day he was crucified. Red wine, sometimes it is compared with the blood of the Jesus Christ. But whatever it is, Robert Burns says, my love is like a red rose. Red rose, it is double red, double R. Though it is red, it has positive meaning. He says, made them and filled them with the strong red wine of his mirth. What happens when we drink wine? We forget everything. Intoxication makes us forget. He says, forget enmity, forget ego, forget all bad elements of life and just enjoy life. The splendid joy of the stars, the joy of the earth. He says, living on earth, there is an opportunity to see the beautiful scenery of the stars. At night time, on ceiling, when we stand, switching off the lights, when we see the scenery of the stars, we become very happy. This happiness provides some medicinal effect. Nature gives us medicinal effect. When we see a movie, while seeing movie, we become one with the characters on the screen. And when we come out of the theater, we become somewhat relaxed. What is that? That is catharsis. That purifies the burden of our mind and heart. In the same way, he says, stars are there, beautiful scenery is there at night time, which provides positive meaning, positive energy, and that is in free of cost. The splendid joy of the stars, the joy of the earth. So on this earth, we should try to understand there are many gifts on earth which are supposed to encash it. We are supposed to take its benefit for our betterment, better life. In the third stanza, poet says, so we must laugh and drink from the deep blue cup of the sky. So we must laugh and drink from the deep blue cup of the sky. Poet has compared sky with the cup. You may take cup of coffee, cup of tea. When we take cup of coffee, when we touch cup of coffee, cup of tea, some positive energy enters in our body. We become happy. When we take coffee or tea, sip by sip, it provides positive energy. It gives us happiness. If a cup of tea has that much ability to provide you this kind of happiness, this kind of energy, you just go on thinking, what about the sky of the cup of the sky? It is limitless, and that limitless cup is ready to provide you positive energy. Just you are needed to have that kind of sight. You are needed to have that kind of vision. You just go and grab for your remaining life, and it is free of cost. Join the jubilant song of the great stars sweeping by. Join the jubilant song of the great stars sweeping by. So you just go, try to participate with the stars. By imagination, you can become one of the stars. You can forget your day-to-day life. Because sometimes what happens, we are very weary, we are very tiresome, we are very frightened with the life. So when you try to become one of the star, you can forget temporary, at least temporary, these worries, and you can get some positive energy there. Join the jubilant song of the great stars sweeping by. Laugh and battle and work and drink of the wine outpoured. Wine outpoured means intoxication. Means there is an opportunity to become one of the stars. Think of the moon and forget yourself and try to become some invisible part of the moon. That also will provide you some positive energy, because nature is ready to give. It is for giving, not for taking. In our day-to-day life, people expect something from us. They search our pockets, but nature never search anything from us, because our life itself is nature's gift. That is why it is there to give, not to take. But we are needed to understand it. Laugh and battle and work and drink of the wine outpoured in the dear green earth. Green earth. Greenery stands for fertility, stands for prosperity. In the dear green earth, the sign of the joy of the Lord. God has created this fertility, this prosperity for the benefit of human being. But we are needed to understand it. In the last stanza, poet says, again, he begins stanza with laugh and be merry. He says, laugh and be merry together like brothers akin. He says, laugh and be merry together. Selflessly, you just try to spread happiness to make other happy. Our happiness should not be limited to ourselves. It should be spread among all the people. He says, laugh and be merry together like brothers akin. As brothers live together, they share everything with each other. In the same way, John Masefield says, this is the concept of Universal Brotherhood. We should not restrict ourselves to this caste or that religion or that country, but we should try to follow Universal Brotherhood. We should try to participate in the happiness of others, and we should try to involve them in our happiness. Giving and taking, live and let live. This essence of life should be there. Then not only our country but the world will become the place of happiness. He says, laugh and be merry together like brothers akin. Universal Brotherhood. Like brothers akin. You just behave, just try to spread happiness around you. Guesting a while in the room of a beautiful inn. He says, did you understand what is your life? Your life is nothing but like a halt of a guest in a guest house. In a guest house, we stay there for 1 day or 2 days or a week. We cannot stay there permanently. In the same way, our life also is like a stay in the hotel, stay in the lodge, stay in the guest house. We are here to stay for some years, limited period. It may be the period of 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, not more than that. That is why, as a guest stays in guest house, he enjoys there, everything is available, servants are there, they provide services, hospitality. And in hotel or in guest house, he can enjoy his life. He can sing songs, he can dance, he can become happy. When music and dance is going on in the hotel, he just plays, sings, dances. But as soon as the music stops, he has to stop. He says, guesting a while in the room of a beautiful inn. Beautiful inn means guest house or lodge or a hotel. As a guest stays for a short period, for some limited days, in the same way our life is limited. Glad till the dancing stops. Glad till the dancing stops and lilt the music end. When music goes on, up and down, we too can dance, we too can sing. But once music going up and down stops, means breathing is nothing but the music of life. As soon as breathing stops, everything is stopped. We are not more than a dead piece of wood, not more than a dead piece of iron, because breathing is the music of our life. As a guest dances, sings, becomes happy until music is going on. Once the music stops, he has to stop his stay. In the same way, he said, guesting a while in the room of a beautiful inn. This life is beautiful, of course, but it has some limitation. Guesting a while in the room of a beautiful inn, glad till the dancing stops, and the lilt means up and down, lilt of the music ends. Laugh till the game is played, laugh till the game is played, and be you merry, my friend. My friend means it is not to his fixed friends, but he has used this word to show universal brotherhood. He says, my friend, laugh till the game is played, game of life, breathing, air, fire. When air is stopped, breathing is stopped, life is stopped. Fire of life is stopped, life is stopped. Means these 5 elements of life are essential. So he says, as a guest drinks, dance, sing until the music is going on. In the same way, breathing is going on. And we are supposed to live happily up to the last moment of life. That is breathing. Breathing stops. Breathing is the music of life, and that is the end of life. So, friends, in the last line, laugh till the game is played, and be you merry, my friend. So, John Masefield says, friends, this way, our heart is temporary, it is not permanent. Nobody is expected to live permanently, because our life is mortal's life. So, in this mortal life, we are supposed to live happily, with laughing, enjoying, drinking, dancing. Friends, that is why John Masefield says, laugh and be merry. This life is short. We should not make it shorter, but we should try to encash it as much possible as we can. Life, or laugh and be merry, should be the motto of life. This is the universal message of John Masefield. I hope you would love this poem. To get more videos on